us tonight as we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. The third of 3 games to finish up this Sunday. We might save the best for last. And off we go here in the wild card round. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
And now here's a timeout called by the Colts. Defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. To throw is Nix. And his first pass is incomplete. Looking for Tyquan Thornton on that one, but it'll be second down. Working out of the gun is Nix. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Off the play fake, Nix. Completes this one to Thornton. And they'll get him down 2 yards shy after a pickup of 8. 4th and 2.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They're going. It's Nix. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 5. Nick's going to tap this forward. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
That is caught. And they'll get him to the ground. And he has another first down at the Colts' 31-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Nix to the air. Forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Again, it's Henry. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a 10-yard gain there to set them up 1st and goal.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking.
And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Tyquan Thornton from 8 yards out. And the Ravens will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Richardson looking to throw this. That's complete. It's Adnan Mitchell. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And 22 more yards there and another first down.
and 10 at the 27-yard line.
From the shotgun, Richardson. It's caught. Mitchell. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That's good for a first down. His second catch of the opening drive.
Well, only 3 plays in here, but really, Charles, a solid start for this offense. And now we'll see if they can continue their mission to end this drive in 6.
And I wonder if their play caller right now is reflecting on that last big play that they've had on this drive.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Matthew Judon in there to take him down. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession. As they've got it second down and 11. Richardson dumps it into the flat to Langford. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
The give to Langford up the gun. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Line of scrimmage, the 2. They can still get a first down if they just get a yard out of this on 4th and very short. They'll run for it. Langford. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'm not sure that that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Nick's going to tap this forward. Finding room at midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, Someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
To throw, here's Nix.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to blow that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
The Ravens on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Off the play fake, here's Nix.
They'll roll him out right.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Robinson.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And Walker has it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
This will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix.
Eluding the pressure right. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Nix.
Steps away to his left.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
You don't see him miss too often. The ball could have slipped a little bit coming off his hand, and that's all it would take to send it high and out of bounds without a play.
Tucker's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC Wildcard game. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Checks it underneath to Langford. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 33-yard line.
Richardson looking to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Richardson working from the gun.
It's caught. Here's Langford. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis 1st down. Langford up the middle. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Now it's Richardson.
Being chased at, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Nnamdi Madubuike.
It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Now Richardson.
This complete to Langford. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's... down around the 35-yard line. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on first down. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now it's Nix. Here's a screen for Robinson. And some room to maneuver. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Nix. This short throw caught by Goddard. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield to gain any yardage.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Third down and 6. To throw is Nix. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Throwing Nix. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Mack Wilson with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. That's to his running back, complete. And he is going to have a Ravens first down, and that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give them a new set of downs.
Boy, that was a big gamble for them right there. They went for it. Down, showed a little chutzpah because they did it with the lead here in the 4th quarter, and this defense is once again unable to stop them.
Nix to the air. This short throw caught by Goddard. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5. Here's Nix. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. 2nd and 1. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. He will push his way down to about the 14.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And he'll be taken down here about the 11.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation. And taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. 3rd and 4. Again, it's Robinson. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past